What's going on, everybody? One of the things about my channel that I will continue to do is not just talk about the super expensive stuff, the massive eye candy. Now, those things are fun to look at too. And it's fun to go to a showcase at a show and see some really amazing cards. And it's fun to share them when you pick them up. And some of the cards in just a couple of days ago, the pickups for the month from other community members were tens of thousands of dollars. And other cards were just $5 or $10. You can have fun in this hobby, and you can have fun in vintage cards regardless of your price point. There are great cards at all pay grades, pay levels. There's cool stuff. So I will continue to spend time talking about some of the best deals under $50 every month. Again, you know, some of us say, I want to participate in this hobby, but it just seems unrealistic. There's no way I could end up with a Willie Mays card, or a Hank Aaron, or a Roberto Clemente, or a Mickey Mantle, or a Yogi Berra. You think that those guys aren't affordable, but they are. And you say, well, only if they're just completely ugly, awful cards. That's not true. If you dig hard enough, if you look around, you can see that there are some really cool cards for under $50. So I'm going to focus on 40 cards that any of us can really afford, even if you have a very realistic price point in which you shop. So 40 cool cards that sold in the month of March. And these 40 cards were eBay sales, and they were all either PSA or SGC slabs. Now, why? Why do they have to be slabbed, Greg? Well, the reason I picked slab ones is because that way we can guarantee at least a certain level of understanding of the approximate condition of the card. If there's a card that maybe looks really nice in a picture and it's ungraded, who knows what may show up. But if you order a card that's, say, an SGC4, you have certain ideas about what the condition will and won't include. So that's why I focus on these. Now, I think I've never had a time that it was harder to narrow it down to 40. There are so many choices this month. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if it's the economy. I don't know if it's that people are taking a break at the start of baseball season. But there were some absolutely unbelievable deals this month. So let's take a look at 40 cards under $50 from the 1960s. And then we're going to look at 10 of the biggest sales from the month in the 1960s that sold on the eBay platform. So this way we can see some of those super grail cards to shoot for, and then also enjoy 40 copies of cards that most of us can afford. Let's check them out. All right, so here we go. Starting off with the 67 Topps Hank Aaron pinup in a PSA 3. These came one per wax pack and were folded up. And a Hank Aaron one, I mean, that thing's pretty good looking. I really like that. How about a Lefty Gomez autograph? And it's $49.08 in the PSA Authentic Auto Holder from the 61 Fleer set. Very cool. Now check this out. Come on. A 69 Topps Roberto Clemente in a PSA 5 for under $49. It's a little OC, but you know what else that is? That is absolutely mind-blowing. How are Roberto Clemente cards from the 1960s going for under $50 at this point? That did not happen not that long ago. How about a Catfish Hunter rookie card from the 65 Topps set in an SGC 4.5? That's a good-looking card if you ask me. Now, it is a multiplayer card, but my goodness, it's his rookie card, and he's a Hall of Famer. How about the 61 Fleer Dolph Schayes? Now, this guy was a superstar in his time. This is from the iconic 61 Fleer set. and it's in a PSA 6 holder. And look at the color, and yes, already my second mind-blowing choice. There are 5 of them. As always, I'm interested in what your 5 would be. Tell me what I got right and tell me what I got wrong. How about a 60 Topps Roger Maris All-Star in an SGC 4? And that was $48. That's a nice looking card, pretty well centered, good color on it for the 1960 Topps All-Star. How about the 63 Topps Pride of the NL SGC 5? I've always loved this card. It's got Musial and Mays, and it's from the Brutally Tough 63 set, and that one was $47. How about a 61 base Topps Willie Mays in an SGC 2.5? A 2.5, but it looks really nice. I mean, the color looks good. The centering looks pretty good. I just can't believe the amazing cards so far. We got the 60 Topps Rival All-Stars, the Mantle Boyer card in an SGC 3, and right at the $47 mark for a super cool card. Now, if Boyer makes the Hall of Fame, that would be an even cooler card than it already is. And yes, this is a 66 Topps Willie Mays in an SGC 3 holder. Really good eye appeal on it. Pretty good centering for $47 in an SGC 3 for the 66 Topps Willie Mays. I mean, it was not that long ago where you couldn't get a card like that of Willie Mays for under $50. Here's a 68 Topps Hank Aaron in an SGC 3. A really nice looking card, a really well-centered card for $46.70. Now, Willie Mays and Hank Aaron base cards. How about Sandy Koufax? One of my favorite Sandy Koufax cards is the 64 Topps. In fact, I like the 64 Topps almost the whole set. And this is an SGC 4 of Koufax, a really well-centered card. That's a really, really cool card for $46. So now we've seen Clemente, Mays, Aaron, and Koufax base cards for under $50. Speaking of, how about another Clemente? This is a 67 Topps Roberto Clemente in the SGC 3. Really, really well-centered card. Really, really nice eye appeal for $46. How about the 61 Topps Willie Mays MVP? I love this MVP series that Topps did this year. And this is the SGC 4.5. I mean, the blue background, the Ernie Banks of that set is really cool, as is the Campanella because of the color match. How about a 61 Topps World Series Game 2 with Mantle on the beautiful card? Speaking of Mantle, how about a 1960 post Mickey Mantle in an SGC 2.5? It was actually a 60 post, but the listing said 61 post. We got the 68 Topps Gale Sayers. Now, this is a PSA 5, and Gale Sayers, we're looking at his third card here, $45. How about a 67 Topps Hank Aaron in a PSA 3? Again, a well-centered card of Hank Aaron. So there have now been several Clementes, Mays, Aarons. There was a Koufax. How about a 64 Philadelphia Jim Brown with the hoopty car in the background? Got an SGC 3 well-centered for $45. Well, actually, just a little under $45. This one we got a second-year Bob Gibson. Why is a second-year Bob Gibson from the 1960 Topps set in an SGC 4.5 only $44? How about a 68 Topps Roberto Clemente in a PSA 4? Now, that is also an absolutely beautiful card of Roberto Clemente. Great eye appeal, great centering. And it's a great looking card for $43, and it is yet my third mind-blowing pick of this month. That's wild to me that that card would only be $43. Another Clemente. This time is 62. Now, it is an SGC2, so I'm guessing it has a wrinkle or something because the centering is fantastic. The picture image seems to be really, really nice as well. The 1966 Topps Joe Morgan in an SGC5. Now, this is his first solo card. You got the rookie cup there. It was $42 in a 5. Joe Morgan is so underappreciated in the card world. How about a 67 Philadelphia Bart Starr with the yellow border? I love the 67 Philadelphias. This is $42 for the Bart Starr in an SGC 5 holder. How about a 62 Topps Stan Musial in an SGC 5? That's a sharp-looking card. I love the smile on his face. One of the cooler pictures of Stan Musial in his Topps cards. We got another Willie Mays. This one's a 1967 Willie Mays in a 3. Again, at today's standards, a 3 is a pretty decent-looking card. And this one's $41. And that's my fourth mind-blown pick of the month. Tell me what you guys think. Am I getting these wrong? Because I am shocked to see that card for $41. Another Clemente. This time a 61 Topps Clemente in a 2.5. Now, again, I don't know what's wrong with it. I just looking at an image, but from my point of view, it's a really nice looking card for under $41. We got a 61 Post Yogi Berra in a PSA 4. Now, these Post cards, for some reason, haven't gotten a ton of love, but I don't really get it. Now, speaking of Joe Morgan, here's his rookie card in a PSA 3. I picked this one because it was well-centered. There are a lot of Joe Morgans that you can get under $50 in his rookie card. This one is under $40 at $39. Now, here's a gorgeous 1960 Whitey Ford in an SGC 5 for $39. I mean, that is a beautiful card. How about a Tommy John rookie card in an SGC 6.5? Now, I think Tommy John makes the Hall of Fame at some point. Is this the year, this year, later? Maybe. But I think he makes it in. And this is his rookie card in a 6.5 for under $40. How about a 1960 Topps Hank Aaron in an SGC 3? That is another beautiful card. How about a 69 Topps? Now, this is my favorite Gale Sayers card. I have one myself. And this is a PSA 5. It's such a beautiful card. This is the same year that he has the matching Brian Piccolo card for $37. So hard to find one that nice with that color border. And that one definitely also blows my mind for sure. How about a 1967 Philadelphia Dick Butkus in an SGC 5? A gorgeous card there for $34. Now, his rookie card is from 66. That's his second-year card. How about a 61 Topps NL batting leaders in a PSA 6? Now, look at the guys on that card. You got Clemente next to Aaron, and it's a 6. How about a 66 Pete Rose in a 3.5? A really nicely centered card for sure. And, you know, a Pete Rose card like this, now his rookie card's 63. So it's his fourth card. How about a 1960 Topps Stan Musial in an SGC 4? And I mean, we're closing in on $30 for these cards moving forward. And that's a beautiful Stan Musial. How about a 62 Topps Willie Mays All-Star in an SGC 3? That's that could have been a mind-blowing deal for $31. I don't know what's happening. How about a 68 Topps Dick Butkus? This would be his third card in a PSA 6 for $31. I mean, arguably the best defensive player of all time. How about a 64 Topps Giant of Carl Yastrzemski in an SGC 7 for $27.12. Man, that is a beautiful picture of him. So now we will head into the March Moonshots. So these are 10 massive buys on eBay from the 1960s. And I'll tell you this, there are some really cool cards. We'll start off with the 69 Topps Lou Alcindor rookie card in a PSA 7. That is such an iconic card. And that one went for $4,000. I kind of thought that might go for more. And that high of a grade from that set to only be $4,000 for one of the best basketball players of all time, that kind of surprised me. Now, when you're talking about football sets, one of the most iconic, because it's a tall boy set, but also because of a couple of big cards from it and how rare and hard it is to get these cards. The 65 Topps Fred Biletnikoff in an SGC 8. That's a brutal card to get in an 8. Now that and the Namath are the big cards from that set, obviously. And this sold for $4,000. Now another 69 Topps basketball card, this time a Wes Unseld rookie. And it's in a PSA 9. I get the feeling there aren't a lot of those. And this one sold for $7,100. Obviously a Hall of Famer. A really, really good player. He was a rebounding machine. How about a Mike Ditka rookie card? Now, there's so much going for this card. First, it's from the 62 Topps football set, which is a brutal set because of the black border. It's a PSA 8, which is rough. And then it's Mike Ditka, $7,200. People forget Mike Ditka was a really, really good football player. Not just a coach, but he was a really good football player. And this is his rookie card for $7,200. How about a 61 Topps Willie Mays in an SGC 9? Now looking at that card, it looks just about perfect. And it sold for $7,824. I have a feeling there aren't too many that have been graded higher than this one. And $7,824 for the 61 Topps Willie Mays. And another 69 Topps Willis Reed this time. These basketball cards from the 69 and 70 set are tough. These tall boys are. How about the PSA 9 of Willis Reed for over $9,000? Now here we got the 1966 Topps USA Test Bobby Orr in a PSA 6. I mean, Bobby Orr is one of the most recognizable names. And this is $12,865. Look at how young he looks in that picture. That is a super cool card. Okay, now we're getting really big. How about a 67 Topps Rod Carew in a PSA 9? PSA 9 Rod Carew. Man, $15,311 for the Rod Carew rookie card. Now that's a high number. It's his rookie card. The 67 and 68 sets are pretty tough. And it's a 9. That is a huge card, obviously. And then, second to last, we've got the 68 Topps Nolan Ryan in a PSA 8.5. Now, there are very, very few 9s of this card. So this is one of the best copies on planet Earth. And that's why somebody paid up to get it at $21,766 and change. That is a gorgeous copy. The centering, the color, and it's a beautiful, beautiful card. of Nolan Ryan from the 68 top set. Again, just under $22,000. And the last card for the month is the 63 tops Pete Rose in an SGC 8.5. This is such a tough set. This is such a tough card. It's such an iconic and recognizable card. And this one sold for $36,000 for the Pete Rose rookie card from the 63 tops set. What a massive moonshot on that one. What'd you think? How'd I do with my choices? Let me know in the comments below. I always love doing these videos.